A 5-0 loss to Queensland 2 weeks ago, followed by a 3-1 defeat to Perth, both at home, had the critics questioning the Jets' finals claims.
We've all been stung by the criticism in the last 2 weeks. We're well aware that when results go poorly, there are thousands of experts suddenly around the place. And it's not very nice walking around the city when people look at you as though you've got two heads. And it's amazing how quickly things can change.
Captain Ned Zelic says the players realise they must improve.
It's up to us basically to defend with a good shape and not make the same mistakes that we made in the last couple of weeks, and that is conceding early goals. I think that's the key to it.
Conversely, the Mariners have good reason to believe they can snatch an early goal. The boys from the Central Coast are in a rich vein of form, undefeated in 9 games stretching back to early November.
Obviously, if you get a goal early against them, obviously they're going to have some doubts in the back of their mind, you know, because they've lost the last 2 home games. So the earlier we could score would be great, you know, but you just can't plan these things. Sometimes the ball bounces in and sometimes it bounces out or hits the post.
The minor semi-final, first leg. The derby of the Hyundai A-League. The Jets and the Mariners. And here's Mateo Corbo, who thought he'd let loose in the opening minute.
Well, he tried something spectacular, but it showed a lot of confidence there to even attempt that. Didn't get it right, screwed off the outside of his foot.
O'Sullivan down the line for Gumprecht. Cross comes Zelic, who concedes the corner. So Central Coast trying to up the ante here. They're just starting to take hold in the territory and possession stakes. Matthew Osman. Flattish ball into the middle. Up goes Reddy through the hands and over the bar.
He gets away with it. Stuart Petrie obviously wasn't expecting that to go through the hands of Liam Reddy. He just couldn't get it over it. Osman hits this one with his laces, goes through the hands. Misread from Liam Reddy. It comes to Petrie, who's not expecting it. Just snaps at that one, doesn't get over it. And that's a real missed opportunity.
Now Coveney and Clark, they've had their battles. Here's Thompson trying to get around. It's a decent ball in from Thompson, and what a header from Milicic at the near post.
Well, we talked about Matthew Thompson getting a lot of good positions in the first half, but his delivery just wasn't right. His final ball, final decision. This one, he whips in with pace to the near post. Milicic, a good header, and that's a fine save from Vukovic. The other team going forward, and the space is opening up for the counter-attack, and he's so quick. He loves running in behind.
Now Stuart Petrie. They keep running. O'Sullivan. Spencer's wandered in. Here is Noah Spencer! The save! And the goal for the Mariners!
Well, they've been knocking on the door, and there's no surprise. That's come from the right-hand side. What a blow for Newcastle, but it's been threatening to arrive. It's a beautiful header from Spencer. It's a wonderful cross in. It's beautifully worked down that right-hand side. Alan Pickens out there, dragged out there to the wide area. Releases O'Sullivan. Zelic is out there as well, away from the middle. Spencer with the header. Reddy with a decent save, but can only knock it into the path of Matthew Osman. He came back into the side today to open the scoring, and what a crucial goal that might prove.
Massive goal for the Mariners. Reddy did well, but first to the crumbs, Matthew Osman. Pondlyath. Now Corbo for Newcastle, in towards Coveney, jumps high over the top of Beecham. Milicic. Cross now for Johnson. Joining in is North. Jade North measures the ball across. Haliti gets up there. Out it comes to Johnson. And heavy touch. Gumprecht takes over. Johnson threw himself in. But out they come the Mariners. Pondelyak, big pick into the ball. Beautiful ball back inside to Petrie. Off for Gumprecht. Wide for Brown. Diagonal run made by Stewie Petrie. Hooks it back in beautifully. And there's a magnificent save from Liam Reddy.
Well, that is quite possibly the save of the season. What a ball in from Stuart Petrie. Dragged it wide. Point-blank header from Wayne O'Sullivan. Must score, but somehow Liam Reddy got across to push it out. Breathtaking save.
Here comes Newcastle. Carl comes across. Still Nicky Carl. In they go. Haliti over the top of the keeper. Still time goes on here. Not for any longer. There is the final whistle from Ben Williams. The Marinators celebrate. It could have been more. But Newcastle was strong early, but it was the Mariners who came home with a wet sail. And they will take a lead into the second leg. Final score, minor semi-final first leg. The Newcastle Jets 0, the Central Coast Mariners 1.
It was a relaxed-looking Adelaide United coach at the traditional Friday lunch barbecue, but earlier, John Kosmina showed signs of nervous tension when deciding to close the training session to all invited media.
I got out the wrong side of bed this morning. It's finals time, everyone's a little bit nervous, so he was on edge a bit. So some of the players are too, but by Sunday everyone will be back to normal.
Apart from the routine playing drills, no footage of set pieces was allowed to be recorded. Kosmina wary of Adelaide's recent record. His team hasn't won in 3 weeks.
We actually discussed that this morning, so no, but maybe we've got something to play for this week that will make the guys a bit hungrier.
Most definitely this week on the track it's been a lot more intense. I suppose Cosy has stepped training up a little bit more and make it a little bit more physical and a little bit more intense for us to be prepared for Sunday.
It's been business as usual for Adelaide United this week. Coach John Kosmina treating the game like he would any other. But with the full house sign expected to hang from Hyde Stadium on Sunday afternoon, there are no regrets at hosting the first of the home and away legs.
No, not at all, not in the least. It was never a question. We probably would have done it anyway. We got good reason. You know, we had our last 2 games away. We went to New Zealand, which was a long trip, and then to Sydney in 5 days turnaround or 6-day turnaround. So we decided to have it in Adelaide in front of a big crowd, hopefully get a good result and go over to Sydney.
Only Lucas Pentelis is a non-starter, although there's strong evidence the midfielder's knee injury is on the mend. Adelaide's top priority will be to maintain a clean sheet against Sydney, something the side has managed to achieve just once in the last 2 months.
Finally, Sydney FC has declared its intentions ahead of Sunday's major semi against Adelaide.
Our coach has never asked us to defend. We've never gone into a game trying to defend, and this week will be no different. There's no pressure on us this week. We're not playing in front of our home fans, you know, so that's the thing, and we'll just go out there and play. We don't play to lose. We don't play for a draw. We play to win.
A sellout crowd is predicted in Adelaide, likely to provide a less than warm welcome on Sunday evening.
A huge roar from the home fans. They've almost packed out the stadium. Not quite a sellout. That is the news from the FFA. Just a couple of hundred tickets left for sale. But Graham Arnold, you talk about boutique football stadiums, you talk about grounds which players enjoy. This is definitely one of them. Great football stadium.
And that's right, Mike. This is a football stadium. Rectangle. Very good stadium to play on. Great surface. These players will be extremely motivated. Want to put in a good performance here today because there's no excuses. Finals football. They've got everything ready for them.
Chu tries to flick it on. Reck is there in support. Outside of him is Richie Allegich. Chu continues his run through the middle. The early ball in. And there was no one really at the back post for the Reds. Of course, Travis Dodd playing on the left-hand side of midfield this afternoon for Adelaide United. There's Richie Allegich playing on the right.
where Sydney will have to keep on their toes. Mark Root and Jacob Timpano. Shen King Chu will make those runs all day, trying to get in behind the two big stoppers, trying to take advantage maybe of a little bit of weakness and pace of the two, but overall they'll have to keep themselves concentrated with Fernando Rek coming in behind as well.
Risky ball from Viet, and it's been picked up by Zadkovic. Petrovski's peeled off to the left, still going as Zadkovic. He's opened up the space, Corica, and off the line, no! It's squeezed in, Steve Corica. Sydney have drawn first blood. The crowd is stunned. There is delight on the Sydney FC bench, and it's Steve Corica with the first goal of the game.
And that's been the strength of Sydney in the last few weeks. Fiela Baski's changed his system. Steve Corica making those runs from deep. Wonderful ball by Ruben Zadkovic. Stevie Corica just lifting the ball up over Daniel Beltrame. A positive run from Zadkovic. Lovely time ball. Corica lifts it over, and Michael Valkanis just couldn't reach it. In off the post. What a start for Sydney.
Sheer delight from Corica. And Michael Valkanis will be disappointed here. He might have cleared it with his left foot. He waited. It's come off the post. And the perfect start for Sydney in the first leg of the major semi-final. Travis Todd skipping past Milligan. Not Bingley, though. Good acceleration there from Matthew Bingley to get the tackle in. Milligan goes down. Viet was there. And Milligan, the second time he's gone to ground. Dwight York wants a little bit more than a talking to.
There we see Mark Milligan with Carl Viet coming in. Carl Viet letting an elbow fly into the midsection there of Mark Milligan. I think he's caught him, Mike.
Zadkovic, the youngster, trying to provide another spark. Valkanis in trouble, back to his goalkeeper. Beltrame's clearance only as far as Bingley. Searching ball from Bingley. The early release. Corica to the byline, cuts it back. Costanzo, somehow it's cleared off the line by Adelaide. That could easily have been another goal for Sydney. Viet, the counter. Dodd gets past Milligan. Still going, Travis Dodd. Past the keeper as well. And Dodd has equalised from one end to the other. Hindmarsh is in uproar. Adelaide are back on level terms.
What a game of football is. 1 minute, Sydney FC are attacking. Dwight York has a shot cleared off the line. Ball falls in favour of Adelaide, and the next minute it's in Sydney's net. Lovely ball there from Carl Viet. Finds Travis Dodd in a one-on-one situation. That's where he's great. Goes past Mark Milligan with speed. Looks up, draws Clint Bolton, and a cool finish past Jacob Timpano. Mike, that's Adelaide United at their best. They're not giving up. They're the minor premiers. They're not going away at all. Wonderful strike, wonderful finish.
Superb composure from Travis Dodd. Goal number 4 of the season has brought the house down. And having almost conceded a second goal in the blink of an eye, Adelaide United have a goal themselves. Shen Kin Chu has taken more corners than any other player in the A-League this season. In it comes with the left foot from the Chinese international. Back post, it's gone in! And Fernando Rek, 2 goals in the space of a couple of minutes, has turned this game upside down.
Anyone thought after the first 20 minutes it was Sydney FC all the way? Adelaide have hit back Brantley, great ball there. Corner in for Shen King Chu. Fernando Rek getting up above Jacob Timpano. Clint Bolton trying to retreat to the back stick was blocked. And Fernando Rek, what a great finish at the far post. Adelaide are flying through. Sydney really have to control now. Control their emotions and get back in this game immediately before it gets away from them.
Well, they were slow out of the blocks, Adelaide United, but they lifted a gear. They feed off that raw energy, don't they? They gave away a few fouls. It was John Cosmina saying, fire up. And haven't they fired up here?
What a
of people saying it was the best game of the season. We're on our way to a repeat performance this afternoon. It's had goals, it's had excitement, it's had competitive physical battles all over the park. Bingley across the face of goal, surely it is! And Sasho Petrovski, how simple was that? Matthew Bingley, great intelligence, two old heads deliver for Sydney FC.
This movement started from Matthew Bingley with a lovely switch across to David Carney. Makes a great run off the ball. Carney finds him with a lovely left-footed chip in there. Bingley in behind, and just a nice little controlled cross. Sasha Petrovski getting in behind Robert Cornthwaite there with a lovely diving header. 2-2, Sydney are back. We've talked about the games before, Mike. This is the fourth game between these pair of teams. Each one of them have provided us with heaps of goals and plenty of action.
And Carl Viet just kicks out at his opponent. And here's trouble for Carl Viet. And what is Matthew Breeze going to do here? And it's all gone off again. Petrovski's involved. He didn't need to be. And Viet, just a yellow card for the Adelaide veteran. No love lost between these two teams.
We see Carl Viet pretty reckless, lash out at the ball there. A deserved free kick there for Mark Milligan. Then Sasha Petrovski comes over. I think Carl Viet knew that he was going to be in a little bit of trouble. That's professionalism from Carl Viet that's tried to get himself out of trouble.
And I think Sasha Petrovski goes into the notebook because of the advice of the assistant referee, who saw that Ian Crook as well, the assistant. And has Pierre Liparski been... No, I thought he'd been sent to the grandstand there for a second. As the shot comes in, while everyone's watching the sideline theatrics. There was a gesture towards the stand by the fourth official, towards Pierre Liparski. Beltrame making the save. Well, it's honours even here at Hindmarsh, but maybe, just maybe, Sydney FC have the edge. The first leg of the major semi-final, Stevie Corica set the visitors on their way. Travis Dodd responded with a wonderful solo effort. Fernando Reck with a back post header gave the Reds the lead. But Sydney FC dug deep, and it was Petrovski who put them back on level terms. All 4 goals scored before the break. Final score here at Hindmarsh Stadium, Adelaide United 2, Sydney FC 2.
The Mariners back on the coast with a 1-goal cushion and riding the confidence that comes from a 10-game undefeated run.
Yeah, it's good to get a result away from home, and it's good to do it in front of the crowd as well that came up from the Central Coast. So now we just got to sort of continue that good form and take it into the game on Friday night.
Centre-half Michael Beecham, last week named in the Socceroos Asian Cup squad, says that honour is a reward for the whole team.
I've been playing the way I have been because of the boys that are around me, you know. We've been battling there for each other, and you know, we've turned a few heads while we've been doing it, so I'm very happy where I am at the moment.
One of the real positives of the Mariners' success has been winning over the Central Coast public, a community traditionally regarded as a rugby league stronghold.
I think the club's really established itself on the coast. The community's taken hold of the club, and you know, it's great to be a part of.
Sort of, it's a small area around here, people recognise you, but you get stopped in the shopping centres and people actually saying, oh, my young boy used to play rugby but now he's playing soccer, you know, because of you. So it's been fantastic to hear that.
That interaction with the local community continuing today, with the coast visiting local school Narara Valley High, a school that has named all its Year 7 classes after Mariners players.
in a way, you know, it has worked because we're bringing a bit of exotic, you know, cultural names to the coast with Gumprecht and with Merger, and the office ladies are coming to terms with that too.
The reaction's fantastic, you know, they're all dressed in yellow and blue and they've got Mariners shirts and hats. It's fantastic. It shows that the local community is getting behind us and supporting us.
Captain Noel Spencer, the inspiration behind Seven Spencer, today involved with his students' art class, not his favourite subject.
Yeah, I struggle there, mate. I struggle really bad in art, but I'll just let one of the kids lead, I think. I'll just follow one of the kids.
And then came the hard questions.
Do you think yourself that you're the best player in the Mariners?
No, I don't. No, I'm definitely not the best player in the Mariners.
And there is the whistle to get this second leg underway, the minor semi-final, the Mariners and the Jets. And remembering, of course, the Mariners hold a 1-0 lead in their home yellow. And an early jostle for possession. Here's Matthew Thompson for Newcastle. Across to North, who floats one. In up goes Clark. Hooked on by Gumprecht. The territorial stakes will be right up for grabs early. Heffernan says we'll get out of here. Now Corbo, who tested the referee's patience last week, missing what perhaps could have been a second yellow card. Here's Osman, the goal scorer from last week, looking for Pondelyak. Keeping in mind the Mariners are a goal up from the first leg. Again, it's in flat, it's deep towards Pondelyak. Back it comes. This time Pickett deals with it, but the Newcastle fans held their breath.
Wow, what a fantastic strike. And Nicky Carl, not known for his defending, but what a block that was. He heads it away, he stood firm. It was a great strike from Pondelyak. Catches it beautifully.
Just turning the screws, the Central Coast. They've had 4 shots to 2 in this first 27 minutes. Now Thompson, who tries it over the top! It's come from nowhere, Matthew Thompson! The man who could not find the back of the net from point blank in the first leg has stunned the Central Coast.
Well, what a wonderful strike, and we've seen some great goals in the Hyundai A-League this season as Vukovic shakes his head. But that was fantastic vision, it was deliberate. He got his head up, he saw Vukovic just up his line, but he still had so much to do. Here's the ball, it just bounced there, he gets his head up, and he takes it first time on the volley. And off the underside of the bar, that is a wonderful strike from Matthew Thompson. Fantastic goal, and Newcastle are back on level terms.
Thompson's 4th of the season. So the left foot of Damien Brown. Swings it across. Big jump from Michael Beecham.
Well, I think some of the Mariners supporters at the other end of the ground thought that had actually gone in as it came back and nestled against the net, but of course it went over. It was a pretty good header from Beecham. Just couldn't get over it enough.
Probing away the coast. Here's Gumprecht. Pondelyak. Wide for O'Sullivan. Ball into the box. Back there was Tarek Elrich. It comes out to Damien Brown. He measures his ball in.
Fantastic header. Pick that one out. Beautiful ball from Damien Brown. They'd switched it from right to left. There's the defensive header. It wasn't really a bad one. Brown gets his head up. There's Dean Heffernan. He gets in behind Alan Pickett. And an emphatic header. But it's all about this cross. Great shape on the cross. And that's a bullet header. Reddy can only watch him hit the back of the net.
Here come Newcastle. Carl. Challenge in by Beecham. And heaved away by the goal scorer Heffernan. Look at Laurie McKenna off his seat. Come on, he yells around the stadium. He buried that header, Dean Heffernan. They had put balls into the box from everywhere. And something had to give as Coveney swings it across. Parisi. Tight space, Parisi doing his best, but he loses out, and again a big size, whatever size boot from Heffernan. Sends it down the park. Look where Reddy is. He sends it back. Good header into the box. Parisi is there. Johnson. Flag is up.
Oh, what drama. The flag was up early. I'll say that from the referee's assistant. Here comes the header. I think he's got it right. I think he gets that one absolutely right. Well, they can't find the ball.
Well, they won't give it back. Eagleton almost had to jump the fence to get it. He'll go straight across to Reddy, who's the only player in his own half once Eagleton gets across. There's the final whistle from Simon Pristack. The Mariners hang on. They storm into the Hyundai A-League preliminary final. 1-1, so close for Richard Money. The Central Coast have it on a 2-1 aggregate result. Absolute drama in front of 17,500 fans. Dean Heffernan, the goal that sends the Mariners through. What a story his season's been. What a story it's been all season from this new side from the Central Coast. Full time here at the Central Coast Stadium. The Mariners won, the Jets won.
I have to say that was better than New Zealand, but yeah, can't explain the feeling, mate. It's awesome. Got my family here, a few of my best mates from home. Stoked.
What about this crowd? I mean, look around you, 17,000 people here. They're like that 12th player, aren't they?
This is brilliant. This is what it's all about. This is why we train every day. It's what we've been doing for 12 months, and yeah, this is it. I'm stoked.
It's like winning a grand final for the Central Coast, but you've got 2 more games to go, of course.
No, we haven't won yet, mate. We're still playing now. This is just the start.
Well done again.
Thanks, buddy.
Last weekend, the tradition between Sydney and Adelaide continued. Tempers flared in another knife-edge affair. Steve Corica's chip put Sydney up inside the opening 10 minutes, but the Reds' reaction was swift. 2 goals in 3 minutes. First, Travis Dodd.
And Dodd has equalised!
Then the Brazilian Fernando Reck raised the roof at Hindmarsh.
It's gone in!
Sasho Petrovski doused the Reds' hopes with a vital equaliser before half-time, leaving the Premiers with an uphill battle to go straight into the grand final. 2 sides who don't get along, all set to get it on.
Allegich. The dummy from Reck. Van Dommel. Cross cut out by Matthew Bingley. Graham Arnold, just quickly your view. We'll stay with the action for the moment. Carney stretches his legs. He'll get there in time. David Carney across the face of goal. And Stevie Corica almost with an unbelievable start for Sydney FC. Allegich did just enough. Nervous times for the Adelaide side. Cut to pieces by David Carney. I was going to ask you, Graham Arnold, your view on the Adelaide United changes in particular. 1 change in personnel, but a big reshuffle.
A big reshuffle there by John Cosmina. Christian Reeves coming in at right stop, but here we see the break. Good ball there, David Carney. Had a good option to play that first time. Held it for a touch. Got a nice little ball in, and Stevie Corica just in behind Michael Valkanis couldn't get a touch onto it. But a reshuffle, Mike, that I don't think John Cosmina would have been too delighted with, because he doesn't like to reshuffle his defence. He's been forced to do that Costanzo will have an important role in defensive midfield, trying to pick up Steve Corica, who caused Adelaide all sorts of trouble last week.
A nervy opening for Daniel Beltrame, making a hash of the clearance. York into the box, gets to the byline, kept the ball in play, chance for Sydney. Matthew Bingley with the volley. The home side have come out breathing fire. Reck has done well. Chu, nothing in front of him. Outnumbered as well, and eventually out-muscled. Bingley goes long. Flag stays down. Chance here for Sydney. Still going Petrovski. It's squeezed into the body of Daniel Beltrame. And a dream start for Sydney FC. A huge task now in front of Adelaide United.
To the naked eye, a very, very close offside decision. It looked a little bit offside there from Petrovski. Good ball though in behind. Sasha Petrovski left it a little bit late, but fortunately for him, he got it in under Daniel Beltrame's body, and that's 1-0 for Sydney.
A second goal in consecutive games for Sasho Petrovski, and who knows, that may be the goal to put Sydney into the grand final. Beltrame got a touch, too close to his body though. Absolute relief from Pierre Littbarski.
Of course, Adelaide know that Sasha Petrovski's already on a yellow card. They're trying to milk another one.
Milligan, well, he might be in trouble. Mark Milligan appeals. In vain, is it? And there is the yellow card, and Mark Milligan will possibly miss the grand final.
And Mark Milligan only has himself to blame on that. The initial challenge, he went in, didn't go in full-hearted, got pushed off the ball. Travis Dodd come back inside, Fernando Rex, sorry, comes inside. It's a definite foul and a good decision by Mark Shield.
Depending on, of course, his mood for the last half an hour or so, but a big disappointment for the player. Here's Adelaide. Chu has got in behind. Chu with a shot, and he's found the bottom corner. Is that a lifeline for Adelaide United? Shenking Chu has done it again.
Nearly a repeat of the last round of the normal competition. Adelaide breaking, Ross Aloisi breaking the ball, Sydney FC retreating in defence. Someone go and put pressure on the ball. You see them retreating. Chu gets inside Milligan, cuts inside, and what a wonderful finish by Shenking Chu. Picked his mark in the far corner. 1-1 Adelaide. This game is far from over.
He only scores the good one, Shenking Chu. And that is inch perfect. He has threaded the eye of a needle. And it's one apiece here at Aussie Stadium. Corica. McFlynn working hard. Here's Petrovski now. Gets it back from Milligan. Milligan's ball. Beltrame hesitates. Surely Sydney are into the grand final. And Mark Rudin, the club captain, has led by example. What a goal from Rudin. And the Cove has gone crazy.
And that's why you can never count Sydney FC out. They've been under the pump all second half. Adelaide have dominated. Wonderful play, patient play from Sydney FC. Right-hand side, Petrovski and Milligan. Here we see them, 2 against 1, keeping the ball. And watch Mark Rudin's run around the back. Gets on the blind side of Travis Dodd. A good ball in. And Mark Rudin, with a lovely finish over top of Daniel Beltrame, has really put Sydney in the box seat now.
What a highlight in the career of Mark Rudin, who's never won a championship. He's been talking since the start of the season how important that is to him, and he has produced the goal to give himself a chance of a medal. York. York again. Takes his time. Chance for a third. Beltrame, it's in! Flag up. Packer thought he'd scored. He appeals in vain. The flag was up on the far side.
Watch Dwight York here, lovely skill up against Reeves. Dummies inside, dummies outside, cuts back inside. Look at the vision by York. Good ball in, great decision from the linesman. Andrew Packer was offside the whole time.
In it comes from Van Dommel. Hasn't been cleared properly. Aloisi dwelled too long. Petrovski was back helping out for Sydney. Chance here for Adelaide. Owens, Greg Owens could have made the headlines on his A-League debut.
Will that be the last chance for Adelaide? Greg Owens had a wonderful chance to make a name for himself. Ball fell invitingly for him.
Well, listen to the atmosphere here at Aussie Stadium. It's a mood of celebration. A look at the watch from Mark Shield, and Sydney FC are into the inaugural Hyundai A-League Grand Final. But Adelaide United will live to fight another day. What a match here at Aussie Stadium, the second leg of the major semi-final. And Mark Rudin has delivered the match winner. Pierre Littbarski has died 1,000 deaths, but in the end he's got the result he was looking for. And John Kosmina and his Adelaide United team will have to go into next week's preliminary final against the Mariners, as Kosmina and Littbarski exchange a few words at the final whistle. As always, games between these two teams fiercely competitive, and for the third time at Aussie Stadium, it's Sydney FC who've got home. The final score, Sydney FC 2, Adelaide United 1.
They were the team labelled not good enough to play in the A-League. Now the Central Coast Mariners are just one game away from a spot in the decider.
People said too close to Sydney, too close to Newcastle, but I think we've proved we can stand on our own 2 feet, on and off the park.
Matthew Osman was struck down with pneumonia during the Mariners' win over Newcastle last week and is still in doubt. He'll have a fitness test tomorrow. Damien Brown will be his replacement in the starting side.
It's not a great way to come into a side when, especially after Matt Osman fainting on the field last week, but I'll take my chance. I'm looking forward to it, I'm excited. Obviously it's a huge game for us, the biggest one for me and the biggest one for the club's history, so hopefully we can come in with the goods.
X-rays came up yesterday showing that most of it's sort of cleared up, so looking good for the weekend.
Keeping his players focused will be the real test of McKinna's managerial skills, but he says his players are solely focused on Adelaide this weekend and not on Sunday week's final against Sydney. Adelaide knows it's do or die after tasting defeat against Sydney last weekend. Coach John Kosmina says the squad wasn't disappointed and is ready for its second shot at the grand final.
No, last week was our best performance of the season. It was fantastic. If we can repeat that, I can't see any reason we won't win the game.
Kosmina says Michael Valkanis should start despite, like Beecham, rushing back for the game from Socceroos duty.
We decided not to play Mickey. Mickey will be better off for the experience. It'll just make him hungry to play on Sunday.
These two teams traditionally aren't the fiercest of rivals, but with a place in the grand final up for grabs, fans can expect sparks to fly.
And the preliminary final of the Hyundai A-League is underway. The Mariners with one of the best away records in the country, just one loss away from home. And of course, they arrive here on the back of an 11-game unbeaten run. The last time that Central Coast Mariners had their colours lowered, it was by Adelaide United. 2 draws and a win to the Reds in their 3 previous encounters this season. And Robbie Slater, so close this game. Maybe the prospect of extra time, who knows, penalties as well.
Well, we haven't seen it yet in the final series, and it's surprising to go all the way to the grand final and not have that. Expect it to be very physical in the opening 20 minutes, and it's whoever gets on top in that midfield battle. will certainly go a long way to winning this game.
O'Sullivan plays it down into the channel. Pondylak is there for the Mariners. Drives a dangerous ball across the goal mouth. Costanzo was there. Clark back to his own goalkeeper. Another theme of this game, of course, is the number of players sitting on a possible grand final suspension. 7 players in all.
Aloisi does like to get forward.
Allegich with a long throw towards the edge of the 6-yard box. One in the air by Heffernan. Here's space for Petrie. Look at the run forward by Gumprecht. Got in towards the corner. Early cross. Miscue clearance. Close range. The flag stays down. And the Mariners draw first blood in the preliminary final. Tommy Pondylak, maybe the easiest goal he's ever scored in his career.
Goes through and tries to check his run. Costanzo, decent ball in, should have been dealt with. It's Van Dommel who misses it completely, and a simple goal in the end for Tommy Pondylak, the one he had to finish. There's the slip, it falls nicely into the path, and Pondylak buries it.
Well, disaster there for Adelaide. Delight for the Central Coast Mariners. Laurie McKenna up off the chair. He said during the week he wanted more goals from Tom Pondylak. Well, he's got one here at Hindmarsh Stadium. And it's just 7 minutes into the game. A spring in the step of the team in yellow and blue. Belcanis, strong header. Travis Dodd hasn't really got into the game as yet. Here's Rep likewise. Long tackle from Andrew Clark. 3 players there putting their bodies on the line. Here's Dodd with a cutback. Chance here for Adelaide. And what a save from Vukovic to deny Fernando Rek. Much better stuff from the team in red.
That's a wonderful save from Vukovic. Great play from Travis Dodd. Intelligent play. He looks like he shapes to go for the shot. He knows Fernando Rek's there. It's a good strike on target and a wonderful save from Vukovic.
Such a clever ball from Travis Dodd. The guile of Andre Gumprecht. And Richie Allegich knows it. It's going to be a free kick. And there is, in fact, the first yellow card of the afternoon. It goes to Christian Rees. That won't keep him out of the grand final. Kicking the ball away. A fairly elementary mistake. The Central Coast have the free kick. Promising position for Tom Pondylak. Beecham has gone forward. So too Wilkinson, near post, almost catches out the goalkeeper. Beltrame has done ever so well. That is a great piece of goalkeeping from Daniel Beltrame. Must have seen it late.
Well, he did see that late. Difficult ball to deal with. Tommy Pondylak low and hard. Petrie doesn't get a touch on it, nearly sneaks in. Well, it's going to sneak in at that near post, but Beltrame gets down. But not only that, he gets up again. Christian Rees comes in and Petrie actually gets the last touch.
Oh, we'll see. Eventually gets some width from Allegich. Starting to get a bit impatient, the Adelaide fans. You can sense the anxiety. Chu, chance! What to say from Vukovic. One-on-one, you would have put your money, your house on Shen King Chu. Still hasn't been cleared. Corner for the Reds. But what a save, what an important stop from Danny Vukovic.
That was a great save. It might have been a foul on Rek, but the ball fell kindly to Shin Kang Chu. Well, we talk about Dean Heffernan's goals this season, his attacking prowess. But what about that for defending? He didn't fall asleep as Greg Owens was coming in for that cross from Shin Kang Chu. Wonderful defending.
And is this a key moment? Is this a pivotal moment? Shin Kang Chu wins his team a free kick. Beecham was the culprit, coming in from behind. Set up for Rek. He goes for the top corner off the crossbar. from Fernando Rec. The frame of the goal denies Adelaide the equaliser.
Well, it's a wonderful strike. Little touch to Aloisi, just makes that yard of space, and he gets pace and power. He gets it up and just not over and coming down enough.
3 minutes. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes to decide who will join Sydney FC in the grand final. Vukovic again called to come off his line. The goalkeeper is under the pump here at Hindmarsh.
Well, that was so close. Travis Dodd, he just gets a toe in there. He's got an open goal. Vukovic making the decision, backing himself to come off his line again.
Well, most of the fans have moved behind that goal to roar on the Reds. In it comes from Chu. Cleared off the line, and the Mariners continue to live dangerously.
Well, that's a great header. I think it's from Michael Valkanis. Heads it down with a lot of power.
Heffernan. And the fairy tale has come through for the Central Coast Mariners. They're into the Hyundai A-League Grand Final, and the minor premiers have had their colours lowered here at Hindmarsh. The early goal from Tom Pontiac, a shake of the hand between the two coaches, and what a story this is. The Central Coast Mariners are into the grand final. The full-time score in the preliminary final is the Central Coast Mariners 1, Adelaide United 0.
Being the first team in the grand final was a great experience, and to win it, we're obviously going to be the inaugural champions of the A-League, something that'll go down in history and something that no one will ever forget.
Sydney are into the grand final. What a goal from Runan, and the Cove has gone crazy.
It's definitely an honour. It's going to be a thrill. I think the first season of the A-League's been absolutely fantastic, and to lead the boys out grand final day is something I'll never forget. We're tagged the glamour team and all this sort of stuff, but we put in a lot of hard work for this. We've always been focused on the championship. Would have been nice to finish premiers, but the main goal was the championship.
Sydney are a great team. They've got obviously their superstars of the team, the likes of Dwight York and a few Australian internationals as well. But we believe we've got a great team. We believe we're the best team in the competition.
They're a tough side. We've only beaten them once in the league, but we've met them 5 times. We have lost at home. We haven't won at home against them.
And it's gone in! I do not believe it!
We're a tight-knit team, and we'll fight for each other until the last minute of extra time or whatever it takes.
Take away the finals that have been played in the last few weeks, take away the season that's been played, forget all that. We've got a lot of players with grand final experience, we've got a lot of players who've been there and done that, and that may well be the difference.
We're going to want it more. Basically, we're going to want it more. I think, we've come through a lot this season. Everyone's knocked us, everyone's put us down and said, we're going to finish 7th, and the desperation is going to be there. We're going to be hungry, and I think we're going to come away with a cup.
It's football's version of David and Goliath. The working-class Mariners up against high flyers Sydney. Who will be crowned the inaugural A-League champions? It's the Hyundai A-League Grand Final.
I think it can go 2 ways. I think if Sydney get a goal nice and early, they'll run away with it. But I think the longer the game goes, the longer Central Coast will be in the game. And they've shown on various occasions this year that they can get goals late in the game.
If I'm going from my heart, I'd like Central Coast to win it, but it'll be a great game. Sydney, a good team, a lot of good players. Dwight York, Sasha Petrosky, Dave Carney, they've all done well. So if both teams are on their game, it'll be an awesome grand final. But I'm going for Central Coast.
I'm actually going to go against the bookies. I'm going to back Central Coast. I think going into the game, they've been the form side, and they've had obviously a great run of results, so I'm going to back them to win the final.
I think Sydney FC is going to take it out. I just think they're too strong over the season. At the end of the season, they started really playing well, and I think they're just going to take it out.
I'll go with the underdog, Central Coast, just for the pure fact that I got a few mates in there, Dean Heffernan and a few of the other boys, so I'll stick with them for now.
I think playing at home probably might help a bit, and having the week off, I've just got a feeling maybe that Central Coast might have, already played their grand final or run out of legs, but I could be wrong.
Sydney will win on Sunday. I think Central Coast, I want Central Coast to win, but I just don't think they will. They've done very well to get there, but I think Sydney will win on Sunday 2-1.
I think Central Coast will win this weekend 1-0.
they played reasonably well against us, and I think with Tommy Pontiac up front and Stuart Petrie, they'll do well enough to get a result.
I think Central Coast is going to win because they have better defence than Sydney.
I think the Central Coast Marinas are going to win because they're the underdogs, so all are going for the underdogs, so go the Marinas.
I think Frank Lowy and John O'Neill have done wonders for soccer. I am only sorry that I can't be at the match this afternoon because of my trip. But I wish both teams well. I'm not expressing a favourite. It's a bit of a David and Goliath contest, but the good thing is that soccer has come together in a magnificent way.
My tip for the winner of the A-League Grand Final is the Central Coast Mariners because I'm from Melbourne and I'm not allowed to go for any Sydney clubs. So come on the Mariners and let's hope it's a great Grand Final.
It's going to be a big crowd, I think, and hopefully everyone enjoys the final. I know that the people from Adelaide won't be, neither will my brother, but that's the way it goes, and good luck to both teams.
It has to be Sydney. I think they've got some great talent in there, but obviously, you know, it's going to be tough. Mariners deserve to be there also, so, you know, I'm going to have to go Sydney on this one.
Unfortunately, I cannot see the game. Sunday, the final, and the Sydney FC in Central Coast. Unfortunately, I have to travel. I didn't stay here, but I wish good luck to both of you. Okay, and pay hard. Pay hard. Congratulations.
Well, we're one of the smallest club, and for the club to survive, it had to be community-minded. It had to have good relationships with the fan.
It's a relationship like no other. The bond between the Central Coast Mariners and their die-hard fans in yellow is one of the genuine success stories of the Hyundai A-League.
It's pretty unique, you know, we get to see the players consistently, we get to work with them, you know, they hold events like this for everyone and anyone in the community.
The boys in Adelaide, when they were down there last weekend for the game, they were kicking in a park across the road from the boys' hotel. Half the team come over and had a kick with them before the game. I mean, what other team's players would do that? None.
The smallest club in the competition has worked harder than any of their competitors to be at one with the local community.
Because they're such a local team and you get to see them on the street, people love that sort of thing, so they're heroes, you know, to us that live here on the coast. We love it.
They put the Central Coast in the map, so everybody is talking about the Central Coast, where it is, and you want to come down. It's beautiful.
But it wasn't always pretty. In the first half of the season, persistent rain on match days and poor crowd turnouts were damaging to the Seaside club. When more than 17,000 fans crammed into Central Coast Stadium for their final home game of the season, the club's hard work in the community had paid off. The birth of a new breed of football supporter had arrived.
Yeah, he's only 3 weeks old today. You know, probably youngest Marinator, I guess.
Today, one thing is certain. Players and fans will be a united front in the quest to be crowned champions.
We do spur them on. They'll admit it to you as well. They come over and they celebrate with us after every game, home and away. It helps them get through the game when they hear us chanting and singing every game.
We've had a couple of good days, nothing changes. Just go out, same work ethic, same team ethic, and we'll see what happens at the end of the game. As long as the boys give 100%, that's all we can ask.
Yeah, I think they are strong in the middle of the park, and we put some extra player there, and I think we can bring Zetkovic anyway later. He is sharp, and he will give us the extra in the last 30 minutes.
We need to keep the tempo up. They have a few boys who have not played that much football in the last few weeks, so our game is to keep the tempo up, and the longer the game goes, we think we'll be okay.
We expecting David Carney to be the David Carney we saw in the last few months. So I think he can manage that. We're hoping also that Steve Corica is doing a lot for us. And we have also Dwight York and Sasa Petrovsky. So we have enough to put some pressure on the Mariners.
Yeah, the boys have handled it quite well. We've had a fairly busy week, obviously with the media attention and travelling down from the coast. But the boys have handled it very well, and just very excited to be here and looking forward to a big challenge with Sydney.
I managed to have 1.5 days with the lads, and I've seen the mood in the camp. The camp is very upbeat. Everyone seems to be upbeat about the whole game.
And actually, there's not much to say. I think we got 1 and 2 experienced players themselves here. 1 and 2 players haven't been in this situation before. But I'm sure, come the game time, we all put our heads around and make sure everybody is on the game. And I'm sure if everybody played to the potential, there shouldn't be a problem of winning this game today.
Obviously, a lot of tickets for the fans, but I think there's 8 or 10,000 fans come down, so they'll be making plenty of noise out there today, and they'll be getting right behind us.
It all came down to this day, March 5, 2006. The Central Coast Mariners, having survived a torrid run with injuries to reach yet another final against a Sydney side that rediscovered its best form just in time for the A-League's showpiece event.
We're off in the grand final. The Mariners hoping to extend that 12-game unbeaten run. Sydney FC proud of their home record. And they have the ideal leader for the big occasion in Dwight York. Onside is Pondeljac. Gumprecht through the middle, arriving late is Brown. Gumprecht had to snatch at the chance. And Sydney FC under all sorts of early pressure.
Well, there's the ball, goes out to Pondeljac. He finds himself in space. That's a wicked ball to the back pace. Great shape on the cross. Gumprecht snatches at it. He probably had more time there. And the chance goes begging. What a great chance for the Central Coast.
Long throw from Packer. Header away by Spencer. Put back in by Packer. Once again, free header. Completely missed by Dwight York. What an opportunity that was.
That's a wonderful opportunity for Dwight York. He just missed it. And also on the back post, the ball dropped as well. It was missed twice. Packer just floats this one. There's the ball to York. He misses it.
Dwight York, with a goal at his mercy, somehow failed to make contact with the ball.
And the second one was, sure it was Petrovsky on the back post. He missed it as well.
In comes the corner. Pushing and shoving going on inside that penalty area. Timpano. Chance. Blocked. It was Heffernan. Carney lines up the shot from a long way out. And the ball sails wide of the post. Better stuff from Sydney.
Yeah, good pressure from the set piece. The ball coming back in again. Timpano does well, swings it. Clash there with York. That was Mark Rudin, who of course has scored a couple of very important goals in the last few weeks. It was a half a chance. Central Coast should have to say defended it pretty well.
Checkerley whips in the cross. The Mariners taking time to clear. Appeals for handball. The half volley. Stevie Corica puts it over the crossbar.
Well, Dwight York tries the spectacular overhead kick and it ricochets off, and Steve Corica just didn't get it the half volley right with his left foot. That's a half a chance. Should hit the target from there.
A half a chance at the end of the first half. The Mariners have dominated the opening 45 minutes of the grand final. Sydney FC with a few counter-attacks, making a few anxious moments for Danny Vukovic in that Mariners goal. Andre Gumprecht created a lot of the early momentum. Vukovic held his line.
Oh, we just need to improve all over the park. To be fair to Central Coast, they've been hungrier than us. They've kept the ball better than us. So, we tend to pride ourselves on our possession, and we've not kept it well today.
The side looked as though they took a lot of time to settle.
Yeah, no, it's. I've never been a big advocate of the week off anyway, so it's not using it as an excuse. But no, at the end of it, at the moment, all the facets of the game, they're doing better than us.
And just finally, has Dwight York got a full 90 minutes in him?
Oh, look, we'll have to see. He's got a big heart, so, hopefully he has. And, we certainly need him today.
Thanks, Ian.
No problems, mate.
And having laid the foundations in the first half, can the Central Coast Mariners build themselves a house in the second? They have been the dominant force of the grand final. It's always a worry, though, when you don't have anything to show for it. And that will be preying on the minds, perhaps, of these Mariners players as we head into the second 45 minutes.
Well, that's what Laurie McKenna would have been thinking. Of course, he's upbeat, positive. It's been a very good performance so far. They've been quite comfortable.
Very excitable in normal circumstances or during the season. Pierre Littbarski, he's been very calm, cool and collected so far today.
Well, the season has been a procession of Pierre Littbarski processions on the sideline, and there we see it in full screen.
Corica cuts inside, chance for Sydney, the shot was on target, but Danny Vukovic again equal to the challenge.
Yeah, the ball played in over the top, it's a good flick on. Steve Corica comes inside, takes the shot, goes for the near post. Vukovic hangs on well, comes inside Wayne O'Sullivan, good connection. Really might have been better going for the far post.
Well, Brown is in behind. The flag has stayed down. And maybe a tired pass from Damien Brown. Look at the room all of a sudden for Carney. Petrovski. York, flag down at full stretch. A chance for Sasho Petrovski.
Well, it's much better play from Sydney FC, so close. Petrovski just stretching, couldn't get on the end of it. Sydney having a much better period. David Carney's becoming more prominent.
And York now starting to get into better areas for Sydney FC. Dwight York takes Clark one way and then the other. Squares it up, the shot! Sydney draw first blood in the grand final. Stevie Corica. A goal laid on a plate by Dwight York.
Well, that's magnificent play from Dwight York. Pierre Littbarski's up. It's a great finish also from Steve Corica. He still had a lot to do. But York absolutely fantastic, taking on the Central Coast Mariners defence. They drop back off him. There's two of them there. Clark and Spencer feel they should try and make a challenge, but he lays it back perfectly to Corica. Still a lot to do. Keeps his head down, angles it into the corner of the net. We talked about York being tired, but he manages to set up the Sydney FC opener.
Stevie Corica guides his shot past the outstretched arm of Danny Vukovic. Ecstasy for Pierre Littbarski. And Sydney FC have edged in front of the Hyundai A-League Grand Final.
Well, we talked about the Central Coast, all the chances they'd made and not capitalised.
John Pratt. And the save at the near post from Clint Bolton. Free kick to the Central Coast. They'll throw everyone forward. The goalkeeper as well. Danny Vukovic goes into the opposing penalty area. Jack goes deep. Now comes Bolton. What a save from Clint Bolton, the save of the season.
Well, that's great goalkeeping from Clint Bolton. Takes the pressure off his defence.
York, there is the final whistle. Well, they're the biggest and now they're the best. Sydney FC are the champions of Australia. Sydney FC have won the Hyundai A-League Grand Final. And when it counted, the big players came up with the big plays. Dwight York laying on the goal, Steve Corica scoring the goal, and Sydney FC have won the championship.
Much better second half, and in the end, a quality performance, you have to say, from Dwight York. He looked out of the game in the first half, but he is the one that's turned this game. He made the goal, and he was a touch of class in the covert dancing, but the Central Coast, a brave performance. They needed to capitalise in that first half. They didn't, and in the end, that's what paid.
And some crestfallen Central Coast players, well, they gave it absolutely everything. But in the end, it wasn't enough. And Sydney FC, in front of their own fans here at Aussie Stadium, have made history. The final score in the inaugural Hyundai A-League Grand Final is Sydney FC 1, Central Coast Mariners 0.
Steve scoring the winning goal in a grand final. Does it get much better than that?
It doesn't, mate. You know, I've had a long career, and you know that's got to be, you know, my favourite moment of the 15, 16 years being a professional. You know, we worked really hard today. They put us under a lot of pressure, but you know our defence stood strong. And just thanks to all the crowd here today.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic trip. Great season for the Mariners, and I've been a lot of places in my life, but I can honestly say I'm very, very proud to be from the Central Coast today.
Yeah, this is fantastic. You know, I'm so pleased for everybody involved in Sydney FC, more so for the players, the people who work behind the scene extremely hard, the management staff, everybody who has been fantastic, who stick with the team, all the sort of negative talks around the team. This team has shown a lot of character, and I'm very, very proud to be the captain of this team.
I think the Mariners did very well, especially first 45 minutes. We were really lucky, and second half was a little bit better, and we scored a lucky goal. But I think they're also a good team.
Can't ask the boys anymore. You know, the boys gave us everything, the fans gave us everything. It's been a great year. I think after the gateway, we're never going to be losers anyway. We've achieved so much, but it would be nice to achieve that a wee bit more.
After 90 matches, 244 goals, and average crowds of over 11,500, double the previous best of the NSL, the inaugural A-League season made quite an impression. Adelaide may have been the most consistent team all season, but Sydney came out on top when it mattered most. All that was left now, to honour those who made the inaugural A-League a season to remember.
Players, coaches, officials and their partners all turned out for local football's Night of Nights. And whilst there was lots of speculation about who'd win the Johnny Warren medal, not everyone got it right.
Your tip for Player of the Year tonight?
That's a hard one. Maybe Bobby Despotowski.
Any thoughts on your own chances?
No. I think I finished joint top goal scorer, and that's about it.
So it was surprises all round later in the evening.
That the winner of the Johnny Warren medal is a great footballer, Bobby Despotowski. Bobby.
The 34-year-old striker beating off Dwight York and Alex Brosk for the top award.
Honestly, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. I mean, I come here only to collect one trophy and to walk out with the Johnny Warren medal. It's beyond my expectations.
Nick Ward beat a hot field, including the Mariners' Danny Vukovic and Sydney's Jacob Timpano, to win the Rising Star Award.
I'm turning 21 in a week or so, well, the 24th of this month, so I won't be able to win this again. So, yeah, it's nice.
The Golden Boot was shared by 4 players who all scored 8 goals. Despotowski, the Mariners' Stuart Petrie, Archie Thompson and ex-Raw, now Sydney player Alex Brosk. Mark Shield continued to enhance his reputation as the country's leading official, winning the Referee of the Year award. Laurie McKenna was a popular choice for Coach of the Year after guiding the Mariners to a place in the league's inaugural grand final.
The nice thing is, a couple of years ago, I won the Old National League Coach of the Year, so 2 out of 3 years is quite an achievement, and I'm very proud of it. So I don't know what I'm doing right, but I'm doing something right.
We are underway here at Newcastle. The cross comes in, and it is in, and Adelaide United score the historic goal.
And it goes. York, yes, he gets it. That's what the fans came to see. Unbelievable. And there's the equaliser.
And here's Aloisi who tries to dip it.
Working the 1-2 with Carl.
champions.